What's up, guys? Ian Sandusky from Lakewood Machine and Tool back here again for Practical Machinist as we continue our coverage of Manufacturing Technology Series West here in Anaheim. And right now I'm joined by someone you may not know just yet, but I guarantee you use his tools. Over 30 years at Kennametal, him and his team invented the GoMILL Pro, invented the, which ones
Harvey
were those?
Series,
the Harvey series. Steve here is an expert on everything Kennametal, so we are really lucky to have him guide us through this. Steve, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And tell us a little bit about this. I've only seen this outside before.
Yeah, this is great. So yeah, this is bringing the outside indoors here. So this is our roadshow truck. You've seen we've had it all over the country, a bunch of events the past 2 years. And yeah, so this was a great idea to bring it in and make it the booth. So we've got exactly what you would see if we were outdoors. We brought it in, set it up, and yeah, definitely want people to come by and see it.
So if anybody sees something you want to see here in person, this is still going to be on the road for the rest of the year.
This will still be on the road. You can find the different stops on our website, and we'd love to see people come out and check it out.
So we'll give you guys a preview, but if you see anything you really like here, come check it out in the flesh. Can we go take a look?
Yeah, let's go.
Now you guys have an absolute ton of tools here in this trailer.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and it makes it really, really easy. So yeah, we can start here. So this is our video line here. So we've got some Haneda solid end mills. So we still have the Haneda solid end mill line going on. Some stuff that's newer here. We do have some roughers with like the 4U80 series. Some of the newer things that we brought in is a WCE4, WCE5. So this is a 4-flute, very versatile tool, asymmetric index, variable helix, then carried over into a 5-flute. Back here, we have a Verimill series chip splitter. So basically, these tools are made for dynamic milling. So if you're looking for something in the Haneda line, those are some really good additions.
And the vari in there means variable helix, so it cuts down on the harmonics. Am I correct there?
Correct. Exactly. So we're basically breaking up what your chip pass to your tooth frequency, if you will. So that's exactly right. And yep, we'll see that too as we talk about GoMILL Pro.
And one thing I want to take a look at here. Look at this end mill. This is the 40U80. Tell me about this, because this thing looks wild.
Yeah, that's a nasty tool right there. And so really, it's a special rougher profile. It's really good, especially for things like Inconel.
Ah, okay.
So it's an aggressive profile, but at the same time, if you look at it under a comparator or something like that, you'll see how it's kind of rounded out. So it's actually very strong. It's aggressive, but yet designed to not chip.
And that thing, I'm guessing, is used for full flute length, full cuts, that same kind of application.
Exactly. And so, you know, this is kind of one of the things that we're still looking at when we plan our projects and our products. You know, used to be if you wanted to rough out something like that, you'd be looking for a rougher corn cob, whatever you want to call it, right? We do so much now with our TE series of where you could go take a deep slot, but there still are places out there where a rougher may make sense.
For sure.
And so that's where that's included in. Maybe you have a machine with lower power, for instance, that could fit the bill.
You want to take advantage of that spindle speed instead of the raw horsepower.
Yep.
And then over here, you guys have a bunch of insertables.
We do. So we've got Top Cut 4 here. So that's doing well. Yep. VXF 12. Still have the WCE4, WCE5.
The ones everybody kind of knows and loves.
Yes, exactly. So still doing well with that. In the video side, we've got the TDMX. So you've got the MS and the PK there. So depending on what you want to cut, and that's a really nice tool for a modular design. And you can see with the design there. So basically, lock it in back. Don't have to run all the way down.
Ready to go right back to back.
Yep.
Now the one thing I did want to get to real quick, because this is exciting. This is all the new products from Kennametal.
This is all the new Kennametal products.
This is where the excitement lives today.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what's on this table.
Yeah, this is great. You know, for me, this is kind of like seeing your kids graduate a little bit, you know? So we're putting this stuff out. For most stuff here, this is the first trade show in the U.S. that
really?
Stuff spins here. GoMILL Pro, I'll start off with that, and that just launched this month, so October 1st. So we had GoMILL Pro Metric that we launched last year, and this is GoMILL Pro Inch. Huge portfolio. So just to kind of talk about the tool a little bit, variable index, when we say variable index in this case, it's full asymmetric. So
right.
There's all 4 flutes are different.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So you can really see if you look front to back how the difference in the spacing of the flutes changes from front to back.
Yeah, big time.
So we talked about breaking up that vibration pattern. Here we break it up even along the axis, so that it's really helps take care of taking out that kind of washboard effect, if you will. So really nice tool. That's in our Futura gold coating. It is a multi-layer 10 over TILN. That gives you a little bit of wear indicator, which is really nice. Very versatile tool. You can slot with it. You can side mill with it, plunge, ramp. Really what we're looking for here is to give people an opportunity to get into a tool like this at a better price point.
Right.
So, we definitely want to talk about our Harvey series and TE series, which is a higher performance level, but this is really good, solid performance. This is what I would call Kennametal design heritage and end mills.
And the other thing I want to point out with this is not something you guys just came up with on paper, said, here, we're going to give this a shot and throw it out. This is actually designed by machinists for machinists. You guys have put this through its paces before it gets released.
That's correct. Yep. So I started out testing tools for Kennametal. Everybody in my team can test these tools, run these tools, and it's been developed in our lab, which runs like a machine shop,
right?
To be used by machinists, and it's a very versatile tool. We think people are really going to get a lot out of it, and it's a good way to fill up your toolbox quickly, right? At a lower price point. And get started, but with a really good solid tool.
Because whether you're doing stainless, I mean, I've run the GoMILL. I had a chance to try out the metric series. We've run it in stainless, 300 series, 303, 304, 316. We've also run it in 1018, 4140. It's really across the board, like you say.
Yeah.
I don't need a different end mill for every kind of material necessarily.
Right.
Really easy way to tool up, get making chips.
It is.
And they actually perform really well.
Right. And so one thing, like, let's say you get started with GoMILL Pro, you kind of level up to that next level, but especially short runs, smaller shops with maybe lower per hour cost, this makes a lot of sense. It also maybe makes sense if you've got a job that you've run before, haven't run in a long time, somebody else gives you a job and you don't want to reprogram it.
Right.
So this has a huge portfolio, 600 plus SKUs on the shelf between metric and inch now.
Fair enough.
There's, I think, 483 items that we launched this month.
Just under the GoMILL.
Just under the GoMILL.
Wow.
So if you're looking for a certain radius, certain length, we've got it there. We've got ball nose.
Quarter chamfers, whatever you need.
So a lot of times you might be able to skip reprogramming something, use it to that.
And then the next level up.
Yeah, if you're in longer runs and you're looking for the best productivity, so this is our new Harvey 2 TE. So carrying on kind of that Harvey TE name into the next level. So this is a 5-flute version. This is a tool we really worked on a lot. So part of what makes this tool so unique and we spent a lot of time on is the design of the end face. So
I was looking at that. That's bizarre.
There's no center there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yet this tool can still plunge. It can still ramp. So we can ramp 45 degrees in steel, no problem. You'll see some videos where even over 60. And so we've got several patents on this tool, like the other TEs. And in this case, a lot of them around the end face. So we actually created extra cutting edges on the inside of that gash profile moving in and in the center, which is what allows this thing to still be able to plunge, still be able to ramp.
Because I was going to say, if you look at it, you'd be like, that's not a center cutting end mill.
Right.
But it is.
And the reason is, so you've run end mills forever, right? And so you typically take a 5-flute end mill, and there's one tooth over center.
Correct.
Right? That's the weak point, and it's usually going to chip if you push it.
Correct.
So we decided, how do we get rid of the weak point? Well, let's just take it out.
Literally.
And then that's when the work started. How do we take it out and still make it do what it's supposed to do? And even do better than a normal 5-flute end mill. Variable helix, larger sizes like this have the chip gashes in the flute. That reduces cutting forces.
Oh, I didn't even see those. They're so subtle in there.
Yeah, so they're very small, but they're in there, and that'll drop your cutting forces 15 to 25%.
Really?
So makes a big difference. Eccentric relief on this. This is in our newest grade, so KCSM, KCPM 15A.
That's PVD, is it not?
That's a PVD coated grade. Yes, it's a PVD coated grade. And this is a great tool. It is absolutely killing it. We launched it last year, adding some more stuff to it. And so if you want the most overall versatile end mill, this is it. slot up to 2x D.
Really?
Those heavy ramp angles we talked about, plunging, obviously helical. You can see some cool videos from us. You know, we got people going into pockets, ramping, helical ramping, plunging, chain drilling, basically get in, get it started. With 5 flutes now, you can do some dynamic milling. So you could keep one tool and cover a lot of things, right? Or you could use this, or the Harvey 1TE is like what I call a door kicker. Get in there, make a hole, and then bring another tool like a Harvey 4, which we can also, we don't have here, but we'll see it as we move around, right? So Harvey 4 is another one of our newer tools, 8 flute for dynamic machining. 8 flute. Right? So you could use something like this to kind of get in there, get started, and then go dynamic, or you can take this tool and cover everything.
Makes sense.
Yep. What else? So this is really cool. This is the downcut version. So this is our new Rocco routers for CFRP material. And this also is just launching here in October. So first show, these are the downcut versions. We also have what we call a burr style. It's not used as a burr, but the burr style would be a little bit more with slotting, things like that. The downcut series here, what this is for, if you have, so we're trying to keep with CFRP, we're trying to eliminate delamination. Right.
Keep the layers stuck together.
Correct. So you've got a lot of people that would cut with, say, bedding material underneath, right? So if you've got the bedding material underneath, we don't have to worry about delamination on the bottom, just the top. So you could take this downcut series, you know, it's a single edge, it's very strong, and you can just go through it. And
keeps pushing everything down, gets a nice solid cut out of it.
That's right. And that's a new CVD coated diamond grade for us as well. So new grade, new geometries in there. The burr style is also a new patented geometry.
Beautiful.
We got that. Let's see, what else we want to hit real quick. We got Fix 8 back here. I'm guessing you've probably seen Fix 8.
I have not. Look at that. Look at the size of that insert.
That is a beefy sucker right there. So super, super strong.
What's the application where this is going to shine? Like, who's putting this on the floor?
Man, this is a serious roughing tool. 8 edges, obviously, so we picked that up by going tangential. One other thing that's really, really cool, so one of the nice things about the tangential style, right, is we can add some positive cutting geometry in there, right? So big and strong, yet really, really sharp, can drop the forces, and this thing can also face.
Really?
So that's pretty cool that now you could rough and you could face with the same insert.
And you can do a lot really, really fast with this.
You can do a lot really, really fast. So that's going to be a really good tool.
You got internal grooving here. You guys have a ton of... Oh, sorry, I got to pick this up.
Yeah.
Look at that. Is that a part off or a groover? That is absolutely unreal.
Yep, and one of the things there, so that's in the new KCU 25B coating. That is a PVD grade. And so we've got 2 newer grades. So we've got the KCU 10B and the KCU 25B. So this would be the tougher version of that, but both PVD coated grades, a very low stress coating in there. So a nano composite coating. It's got a wear indicator on there, kind of like GoMILL Pro. Yep. But under that's nano composite coating, very low stress. And that's really important because for tools that you'd like to be multi-application, we want to keep them a little bit sharper.
Right.
And going with a low stress coating and a PVD coating allows us to go with a sharper edge.
And we've used, I believe it's a KCU 25B. We've used that in everything from titanium to 4140 in our tuning tools. So it really is multi-material.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, we can mention this real quick. So we added a new line of holders. So this is what we're calling BTKV30. So this is for your face taper contact 30 tapers. So, you know, let's say, I mean, for instance, like, you know, we've got Brother machines here, so we're demoing some stuff with Brother. That would be perfect for stuff like that. And
really high spindle speed, low torque.
High spindle speed, yep, but where you want that face taper contact. So
and of course, if you're doing really deep drilling and you want that speed with that concentricity, that's where it's going to live.
That's nice. And obviously, that's one of our hydraulic holders with it on. So you can now get our holder, but in that face taper.
You're going Kennametal right from the spindle right to the tool end.
Absolutely.
Over here, you guys have an absolute ton of tooling. Are there any that we should stop in at?
Oh man, yeah, there's some good stuff here. Let's see if we can find Harvey 4 here real quick.
You guys have too many tools on display that it's difficult to find the one you're looking for.
It is. Yeah, so here's our Aerospace section here. We've got some other new products there. We've got Harvey 4 there, but we can hit this here a little bit.
What is this?
So that's a solid ceramic end mill.
Solid ceramic.
Yeah, solid ceramic. So we use that for cutting the nasty stuff. Inconel, Hastelloy, mnemonics, things like that. So typically high RPM, so in that size, you know, you're looking to have 20,000 plus RPM. Most people
shallow depth of cut.
30. And yep, that's a 6-flute version, so you could use that for side milling. You could also use it as a face mill.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's almost got like a high feed profile on it.
Yeah,
pretty
and
close.
We do some really cool stuff. Like I've done a bunch of paths for people like tricortal milling with that. So go in, make it, and it's really a roughing tool, right? So it's going to throw a burr,
right?
And but it's going to remove a lot of material really, really fast.
That's absolutely wild.
And
sorry, the Harvey 4.
The Harvey
I cut you
4.
off.
Yeah, you're good, man. Yeah, take a look at that bad boy. So Harvey 4, that's the new 8-flute tool that we have. Same grade that we talked about in terms of the Harvey 2TE. This one happens to have safe lock on the back end. We've got it with and without safe lock.
And that's mainly for heat shrink tooling, am I correct?
Yeah, but we also have it for hydroforce or our hydraulic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. So it's basically an insurance policy against blowout, right? Through coolant, so axial hole all the way through, right? And we've made this across the board with Harvey 4 that they're all have that axial hole.
Oh, really?
And so where that really comes in, obviously if you're just doing a light shallow cut, maybe you don't see it until you cover the floor, but knowing how many of these are going into pockets, that thing's a game changer in pockets because you're just going to blow those chips out of the pocket.
Especially with high pressure coolant? Yeah,
high pressure coolant, asymmetric index, eccentric relief. This and the TE that we talked about before have what we call our W flute profile.
Okay.
So what that means is in the bottom of the flute, we have a couple patents about that where we widen the bottom of the flute. And that gives us more room for chips.
Okay.
And that lets us make the core of the end mill, the center part, stronger. So
really?
If you kind of look at that here, we've got a beefy core. This tool's really, really stiff, right? And we've got the coolant hole through it. That's not taking away any strength. You know, when you do the calculations on it based on how strong that core is, but we still have plenty of room for chips.
Oh yeah, no, you can see those flutes, they're deep. You're right, it does have a full radius profile on the bottom.
So this is a really, really nice tool. It will absolutely throw chips. Longer than 3 times D length of cut. These tools have chip splitters.
Really?
So we have them with and without. So your shorter length of cut, you really don't have to worry too much about the chips jamming up your conveyor. When you get to the longer length of cut, this is still a finishing tool, and finishing tool, but the chip splitters there will break up the length.
And the other advantage having that chip splitter is when you're using this for that finish, a lot less likely to recut a chip if it's not a full stringer, right?
Exactly. Yep. So that's really nice to show here. And we've got some Ken-tip FS, some more turning inserts, and obviously it's always cool to see the big FBX bad boy.
This thing is wild.
Hanging out. So,
this thing is made for drilling a lot of material out extremely quickly.
It is.
Chain drilling.
Yes.
Yeah, you could almost use this in place of an end mill to hog up material out of a pocket really, really fast.
And you could almost see let's say a progression right here, right? So let's say you started with that and you made your entry hole, you did some chain drilling, whatever. You could go to Harvey Ultra 8X and go from there. You could switch to Harvey 4 for dynamic milling, and then we've also got the series here. So Core 5DA at the top, obviously that's for aluminum. Then we've got Core 6 DT, jump in, take care of titanium. This Core 5 confuses people sometimes, so I'll just mention it. Core 5DA at the top, that's that dynamic tool for aluminum. Core 5DS is a dynamic tool for hard materials.
Really?
This thing's really good in Inconel.
Even with those deep flutes, eh?
Yep, even with those deep flutes. Got a really strong core profile, and it's got a special edge geometry to protect against chipping. And so that's a tool that tends to be more popular in Europe than the US, but does do very, very well.
Excellent.
And still got the Harvey 1TE in here. That line always continues to expand. So we've had it for the past couple years, but it's still killing it. Still the most versatile, dominating 4-flute end mill. out there, and we're really proud of it. So,
and if people want to find out more about these tools and all the tools that Kennametal has on the market today, where can they go?
Yeah, so they can go to our website, right? So www.kennametal.com. Obviously, we put stuff on Facebook, we put stuff on YouTube. And and thanks to people like yourself getting the word out too, right? So like lots of different ways, but definitely go to our website. You can get catalogs, you can get feed and speed information, you can build assemblies, you can download everything that you need for CAM right from our website.
And of course, you can find out where this truck's going to be so they can come see these things in the flesh.
Absolutely, yeah. We'd love people to come out. This thing's a lot of fun to bring around the country and just get to hang. It's kind of a tailgate atmosphere when we've got it set up, right? And so it's kind of cool. Come by, get to see the tools, talk to people, get information, and it's a really good time.
And of course, you can come see it live here at Manufacturing Technology Series West for the next couple of days.
Absolutely.
Steve, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Ian.
And make sure you guys stay tuned as we continue our live coverage of Manufacturing Technology Series West here in Anaheim. Thank you.